Hi, we're back. Today we're gonna talk a little about a new law in Vietnam, a housing law, and basically the housing law prohibits short-term rentals in apartments. There was somebody asking on a Vietnam legal group, is Airbnb banned in Vietnam? And as the lawyer said, legally, yes, because they don't want people to rent luxury apartments short time. There are many reasons for that, and we're going to go through it, a little of them at least. We can start with that. There are many luxury apartment buildings in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, and people buy them for living there. This is their homes. People buy it because of facilities, the gym. They want to go to the gym. They buy it for the pool so they can take the kids swimming and teach them swimming. They buy it because the more expensive they are, the less apartments there are. So they buy it for privacy. They buy it to have a nice place to live and relax. And what happened is that so many tourists, actually buses with tourists, were coming. And they go to rent Airbnb. They go in the building, check in, and then there is a line. There is a queue by the elevators. And of course, when on weekdays, so Monday to Friday, it take maybe 5 minutes to get the elevator. Then on weekends like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it could take 30 minutes to wait for the elevator because so many there. Also, Saturday, Sunday, when people have time off from the jobs, they want to teach their children to swim, go to the swimming pool. And they paid for it. They bought the apartment, they live there, they paid for the swimming pool, the facilities. And then somebody come there and treat it like a hotel. The swimming pools were occupied and full, and some parents actually had to take their kids other place to teach them how to swim. And that's just not right. So that's one aspect out of it. The other is noise. Many, not all, of course, but some renting Airbnb don't respect other people. So they made a lot of noise, drinking, partying, and stuff like that because they thought of this as a hotel. It's not. It's an apartment building where people actually live, and the morning after, many of these people go to work, go to school, go to classes and stuff. They have things to do. So even if you're here on holiday and you want to party, you need to take that consideration that you actually live in an apartment building. And sadly, too many cases of that did not happen. Some were roaming in the halls, knocking on doors, and so on. Other people here in Vietnam, they also misused it. So they rented in one building some days, maybe 2-3 days, did gambling. Then they went to a next building, Airbnb there and do gambling. And that way they tried to not get caught by the police. The same with a little, there are many sold sex. And they went also rented Airbnb in this apartment 1 day or 2 days, then to the next building, and so on, and also drugs. So you had many unwanted things. Here in these apartments there are families living, and they don't want sex and drugs and gambling and police and that in the building, which is quite understandable. So the other thing is the constant flow of people. Like you have like a flow of people coming in, checking in and checking out. And every day you live in this apartment building, you live there. This is your home, and every day there is new people that you never see before, and that give you a sense of what should I say, instability, less security, and you actually pay for security, you pay for facilities, you pay for be safe, but you feel unsafe because so many new faces in and out every weekend, sometimes even on weekdays, and these are the reasons why they crack down. Airbnb is still can be legal, but that then the owner of the apartment have to register as a business, and they have to pay tax, and they have to report into the police every time there is a new guest coming, who they are, and when they leave, and then a new come, they have to report that in, who it is, and everything. So it's a lot of work. You have to like register as a business. You have to pay tax, and you have to tell the police about every Airbnb customer that come. And that is the only way you can rent legally Airbnb. Now, what happens if you come to Vietnam and just rent Airbnb, because some still do illegally? What happened if then? Well, some buildings now have banned, so they have signs, they say no Airbnb, no short-term rental. So some buildings go to that step and actually ban it themselves. And so that one. Number two, if you go to a building where they don't ban it, the management not ban it, then the residents can actually call the police. So you need to know that the resident can call the police. And the third thing is that sometimes the police do like they do these random, suddenly they're there and check, and so you can get caught. Now, what happens if you get caught? First of all, you get thrown out of the apartment naturally. Second, the landlord that you rent Airbnb from will get a hefty fine. What other precautions it will have for you as renting, I don't know. Maybe you get a fine, but I think at least you get kicked out. And if you paid for more days, then I don't know if you get that money back, and so on. So it is a risk. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend renting Airbnb in Vietnam unless you are 100% sure that the landlord, the people rent out Airbnb to you, actually registered as a business, and they do register you with the police before you come, because if not, you can end up getting in problem. So yeah, that's a new law. This law was proposed in 2023, and it came into effect on August 1, 2024. So it's not an old law, it's a very new law. And we see now, at least in Ho Chi Minh, that some of these apartment buildings, on basis of that, the management ban Airbnb and short-term rentals. So it's the same story as most in the world, everywhere. A few always destroy for the majority. Always a few that cannot behave, and they destroy for the majority. So that is basically the essence of it. But yeah, that's the change here in Vietnam. And if you want to go here, be legal and everything, you should rent a luxury apartment for a long time, like 6 months contract, because that is legal, or 1 year contract, that is legal. But short term, like 3 days, 1 week is not legal anymore. So only long-term rental in luxury apartments. If you want to go short-term, stay in hotels and yeah, guest houses and so on. So yeah, that's it. So have a great day, and now you know a little about the law. I'm gonna I'm not gonna say more about that. So subscribe and follow, and see you next time. Bye bye.